Ocho, when you in the profession, I keep telling people, but they tell me I don't know what I'm talking about. Y'all will listen now. People will tolerate you until they can replace you.
Real talk.
It can be sports. It can be in a relationship. Treat your significant other like crap and let them run across a person that'll treat them better. You gone.
Sayonara, Luka. You're out of there, bro.
Oh, let me do, as long as I'm doing my job. That's not the way it works. 25, 5-time first team All-NBA. And they say, nah, we good.
I'm cool.
Normally, guys at that age, when they get traded, they requested a trade. He didn't request it. He didn't know anything about it.
Shannon Sharpe goes off on Luka Doncic. Check out what he had to say, and then I'll come back with my comments.
And this is what I told Jamal, and y'all heard it. In order for you to trade a player like this in his prime, given him the accolades, 5 times, he been a first-team All-Pro in his first 6 seasons. The behavior, the attitude had to be so egregious. Say we're done with him. There's no getting through to him. And I believe what Jack was saying is that the coaches, I believe they've tried. I don't believe it's a lack of effort that they've tried, but you've got to want it as bad as I want it for you. Because if I want something more than you want it for yourself, you're going to win out because it's you.
There could be some of that. And plus, they may not want to pay him. Think about it. They're going to commit another 4 or 5 years, $345 million for Luka. That's showing signs of, getting injured every single season, being out of shape. So I think you got to add the money portion in that as well. Overall, maybe they're like, you know what? We got to the NBA Finals. He somewhat carried the team. We did have Kyrie. Everyone was healthy. But what are we going to look like in 5 to 10 years with Luka if we give him $345 this time and then a couple more years after that, another couple $100 million. So I don't think they wanted to invest $400 to $500 million more into Luka, and they barely make the playoffs. They get eliminated. You got some upper echelon teams like the OKC Thunder, the Nuggets, the Wolves are still coming, the Rockets. Like, you got like 4 or 5 teams that just gonna lock in those first 5 spots. So you know what? Let's go ahead and trade you. We'll stay competitive. We'll get AD and just try to run it that way. So there's more to the story, and I'm looking forward to seeing more information that comes out about this.
You know what you want. You know what you have to do. Because guess what? He wanted to be an NBA player. Ain't nobody had to take him to those practices. Ain't nobody had to do what they had to do. He did that because that's what he wanted. If and when Luka wants to get in shape, if and when Luka wants to take his condition serious, if and when Luka want to eat right, that's what he's going to do. That's what he's going to do. It's just like anything. When a person makes up their mind, they got an addiction to something. When that person makes up their mind, see, we create our demons. Only we can chase them away. If and when he wants that to be an afterthought. Because right now, how do you want it to be? You want it to be your story, or you want it to be a footnote? Because you get to determine.
Wait a minute, but you think you slick now? Hold on,
remember that.
Hold on. I got to use that.
Write that down, Ocho. That's one of them ones.
I get a prime example. You heard Jokic put up those numbers, but Jokic said I was fat, I was out of shape, so I stopped drinking soda. I cut back on sodas, dropped weight. Now he's a 3-time league MVP. Shea is going to cut. It's right now. It's him and Shea Gilgeous. Shea, I would give Shea a slight lead. His team is better. He's putting up phenomenal numbers. But go look at Jokic's numbers and look at what he does on a nightly basis.
Yeah, been on point. He's been consistent with that from his days on Undisputed. He's been talking about Luka not being in shape. In order to get to that Hall of Fame legendary level, you're going to have to lose that weight and keep it off. So by being in LA, being around LeBron, possibly the most fit NBA player in NBA history, just because what he's doing at age 40, the last 22 plus years, he never got out of shape. He's always ready, so he don't have to get ready. Being around LeBron, that should help Luka. But at the end of the day, Luka, you're about 25 years old. It's on you to really take that initiative. What are you going to do? Are you going to put them sodas and beers down? Are you going to put the chicken wings and fried foods down and really lock in? Have your little cheat day here and there. But if Luka wants to get to that next level, he's going to have to really get his nutrition on point. Of course, he can wing it and, still be a very great player, still a Hall of Famer. But in those crunch time minutes, being tired, not being able to keep up, having to stop the offensive player on a possession or two, that's where being in shape really counts the most. So It's on Luka to really do it. But if that was one of the reasons why they got rid of Luka, I understand it. How many times are we going to watch a game film of you messing up on defense, coming into camp out of shape, entering the season out of shape? So Luka, step your game up, bro. You're expected to win multiple championships within the next few years on the Lakers.
I need you to listen. I know you're not a record player, but I need you to rewind and give me that footnote quote again. Now that
you want that to be your story, or you want it to be a footnote in your story? Because the thing about Ocho, like, it's our career. We get to write it. We got the pen.
Real talk.
Right.
You get to write the Ocho story. I get to write the Shannon Sharpe story.
But that was a good one there, bro.
Like I said, everybody knows how I feel about Luka. Luka, my guy. I gave him the name Baby Bird. He's, like I said, when LeBron leaves, he's going to probably be my favorite player. No question about it. Because my favorite player was Larry Bird. He's the closest thing for that type of player that I've seen to Bird.
Yeah.
And like Jack said, Ocho, he cost himself he was eligible to get 345. Now the max he can get is 229. That's real money.
You got to think about it, huh? And listen, what can you get with 345 you can't get with 229?
I want that.
Why get that up if you can get it?
That. I want all that. Ocho, I want all that.
Run that check up.
Think about it, Ocho. This dude was in line to get $70 million a year. And in 5 years, Luka would have been 30. He'd have been eligible to get 400.
Another one. That's crazy.
Maybe more.
600-700 M's easily.
That's crazy.
And again, would they have wanted to pay him that type of money if they're watching the game footage and just seeing him be lackadaisical on the defensive end, coming in camp and entering the season out of shape? I think they knew that this story was going to come to an end. Nico Harrison looked like, you know what, kid, you cool. We kind of think the same. We just going to go ahead and make this play for Anthony Davis, or a possible play just to get Luka out of here. A lot of people saying, like, could they have gotten more for Luka? Think about the trades in the past where you had Paul George for Shai Gilgeous-Alexander and all those first-round picks. Rudy Gobert, I think there was like 4 or 5 first-round picks in that trade. They were only able to get AD, Max Christie, and a first-round pick in 2029 or whatever year it was. So, yeah, they got all-star for all-star. You got a little older with AD, and the Lakers got a lot younger with Luka Doncic. So, yeah, for the right now, the Mavs, they can possibly run the table, win a chip in like a year or two. And for the Lakers, it's like, you know what, Luka, stay healthy, give us 10 years, give us about 2-3 championships. I think that's a fair swap. So both teams won the trade, but for right now, the Mavs, they looking great.
But this might be a wake-up call.
I hope so.
Sometimes it takes something like this. Sometimes it takes something like this. I wouldn't say humble you. Maybe humble might be the right word, because we don't know what's going on behind the scenes. Obviously, you're not being humble if they're willing to trade you at 25 with the type of production you putting up. This might be a humbling moment, and I hope it pisses him off.
Yeah.
Because we might get a different Luka. A pissed off Luka might be worse than the Luka that was chilling, drinking beer, playing around.
Man, the man had a 60-point, 20 rebound triple-double.
Good point by Ocho. If we've been seeing the 50-50 Luka, like, I can just go out there and give you 30 in my sleep. Imagine a motivated Luka, a Luka that's been written off by his organization. The organization that drafted him was supposed to be the cornerstone for that franchise. He still got to be accountable, but hey, use that for your advantage. Add a chip on your shoulder. Lose the weight and keep it off. Rock with LeBron in the weight room. Rock with LeBron before the game. He get there about 7-8 hours before. Luka, you need to be there 10 hours before. Warm up. Try to prevent some of these injuries. Now, don't go crazy and just try to lose about 30 pounds in like 2 months. But slowly but surely, you got to get a nice regimen. You got to stick to a diet. And possibly, you can do some great things for the Lakers in the near future.
Man, stop playing. The dude but see, people, Ocho, when you in the profession, I keep telling people, but they tell me I don't know what I'm talking about. Y'all will listen now. People will tolerate you until they can replace you.
Real talk.
It can be sports. It can be in a relationship. Treat your significant other like crap and let them run across a person that'll treat them better. You gone.
Sayonara, Luka. You're out of there, bro.
Oh, let me do, as long as I'm doing my job. That's not the way it works. Nah. Now, if you want to be, however you want to be, create your own company and you create a dress code. You create coming to work, doing however you want to be. But as long as you punch that clock for somebody else, literally, figuratively, You got to do it. Ain't no way other way around it.
Yeah.
Ain't no other way around it.
Gotta concede.
Ain't no way around it. Y'all get mad all you want to, but I'm just telling you the facts.
Yeah.
And people that don't understand that, you have to ask yourself, why don't they understand it? Why don't they get it? 25, 5-time first team All-NBA. And they say, nah, we good.
I'm cool.
Normally, guys at that age, when they get traded, they requested a trade.
Right.
They requested it. He didn't request it. He didn't know anything about it.
But I'm hearing some conflicted reports. I'm hearing reports that he spoke with management that he was eventually going to leave, wasn't going to sign an extension, and wanted to go to the Lakers. I'm hearing other reports that he bought a $12 million crib. He was looking to kind of, lock in within the community and really be a staple. I'm here for the long term. Got my family here. His dad is pissed off. So I don't really know what's going on with this. But at the end of the day, Luka, you got to step up, bro. You missed out on hundreds of millions of dollars. You had a great thing in Dallas. But again, if you don't get your act together, anybody can be cut, no matter who you are. So if the organization ain't rocking with you, you can be Luka on the way to the Hall of Fame. They'll cut bait early to save some money and try to get some players in there that can help them win a championship.
My antenna perked up when Rick Carlisle wouldn't sign an extension. Do you know? Right. Normally coaches get fired, but normally if you get a guy like that, you don't not sign an extension. You don't resign. They fire you because you're not getting the job done. You don't walk away because you know how hard it is to get a guy like that.
Yeah, run the table with Luka.
Yeah, the writing must have been on the wall. Mr. Carlisle saw it, and he didn't want to deal with it. I mean, as a coach, how does that really affect you if you have a player?
It's difficult now.
What he's doing on the court? How could you still not want to be there because of that?
That's on. Look, I hope he gets it. I hope he figures it out, Ocho.
Yeah.
Because the talent is there. There's no undenying it. But Ocho, I mean, because here's the thing, Ocho. If you exhibit this and you're making $35 million, what you gonna do when I give you 70?
Yeah, well, you know what happened when you give somebody more money.
Yeah, if he was acting like this, making 30 and 40 and 50, oh yeah, you're going to be like that when you're making 70, 80 million in the near future. So the signs were there, especially if Rick Carlisle kind of, gracefully bowed out. Now he's in Indiana doing some solid things. Could maybe win a championship in his tenure, hopefully. But again, I don't know what's going on. A lot of conflicting reports, but it is what it is. Luka on the Lakers, AD on the Mavs. Luka, hopefully he can get his act together, stay on track. And again, the Lakers should be able to win a championship with Luka, build a team around him within the next 5 to 10 years. If he did those great things in Dallas with limited talent, he should be able to hopefully make a run with LeBron. But of course, they're going to add more parts to that team in the very near future. So we'll see what happens moving forward with LA and see if Luka can win a championship for them in the near future.